Stream. The Vampire Stream. It is our time. The Vampire Stream. This is where we come alive, people. We own the night on the Vampire Stream. Make sure you guys come in, smash the like button. We just working. This is our duty. We control the narrative. We own the night on the Vampire Stream. Where my vampires at? Yeah. Gang, gang. Young Gun TV. Oh, let's talk about it. We got to talk about it. They talk about us. We talk about it. Okay. The Vampire Stream. You guys hear me okay? We're just doing some improvements on the channel. On the Vampire Stream. Listen. The haters mad. I don't understand what they think this is like. I seen it was like 0 likes at first and then it had 1 dislike. What is they doing? Like, what do they think that is doing? So you guys can't hear me again? Yo, I need my regulars, Young Gun TV. Can you guys hear me on the Vampire Stream? We working, people. Yeah. See, I'll just be making up shit. We good, Alex? Let me check this out on the Vampire Stream. See, that's what I said. Don't go through life. You can't please everybody. So don't even try. Just do. Life, you can't please everybody. So don't even try. Wow, I'm coming in clear. The Vampire Stream. Wow, I'm coming in clear. The Vampire Stream. Yeah, they hating. They trying to say we don't sound good. You know, we got the microphone. We got the voice for this. All right, y'all can hear me. Barry Hearn was getting chewed up by fans. I told you, man. New media. Gang, gang. The Vampire Stream. You got to be talking about something in this boxing game. If you're not, I feel sorry. I feel sorry for your mother. What'd you say about my mama? Hey, passive student ain't got no type of chill. He said Conor McGregor's the Adrian Broner of MMA. Okay, let's talk about Conor real quick. I like Conor McGregor, but what is he talking about? He posted on his, I can make a video about it, a whole video if you want. I didn't even feel like doing it. When you work like me, sometimes you come across something, you're like, should I even make a video about this? So Conor McGregor, hold on. He posted this. He got a black eye, right? He drinking alcohol, probably his proper 12 whiskey. And this is what he says. We lost the match, but we won the battle. The war goes on. What does that even mean? What battle? Because everything I watched on UFC 229, you lost. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, someone said he's a drunkard. Wow. You made it sound like Heath Ledger and the Joker. You want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker. And one night he gets crazier than. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment. he said. He said he's a drunk. That just reminded me of the Joker because he was like, "You want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker." And then one night, he kept telling hella lies. Shout out to Heath Ledger, played his ass off in that movie. And then Conor McGregor. Oh my gosh. What y'all think of Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker? He got that cleft lip shit. He might be raw. My father was a drinker. He used to drink with Conor McGregor. And then one night, rest in peace to Heath Ledger. I'm the new Heath Ledger. We get into character. We have fun on the Vampire Stream. I like Heath Ledger. Good ass actor. He shows you his range. I didn't watch that Brokeback Mountain and shit, but he probably did his thing in that. It's not my cup of tea. You know, I'm not trying to see all that fucking Southpaw and the Joker like falling in love on a mountain. That just wasn't. Who the fuck directed that? So it said the real Joker is AJ. Smash the like button. Listen to Maya. This is the Vampire Stream. Yeah, I'm not trying to see no Brokeback Mountain. That, like, I don't care if you're gay. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the gay people that watch me. But that's not my thing. You know, it's not my sexual preference. So you can't force me to like men. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It's just not my thing. But if it's your thing, you know, have at it. Y'all can suck all the dicks and whatever the fuck y'all want. It's just not me, you know. Hey, but that name, that just sounds like, you know, you if they had a TV guide, I would already know the synopsis. I would know what the movie is about because that name is right up the alley of what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Broke back mountain. Like that just immediately you're like, oh, okay. You're like, have you seen the trailer? No, but I'm sure it's about two cowboys who go to the mountains, leave their wives behind, and have sex with each other. Because the name alone lets me know everything about the movie, and I've never watched it. I don't even have to see the trailer. You know, some names they just let you know what's going on. You know, that's just it. Especially like porn, they really get straight to the money with the porn titles. Pete does Pittsburgh. Like, goddamn, he just fucked everyone in the city. What the fuck is it? Pete does Pittsburgh. You know, but Brokeback Mountain, it tells you what you need to know in the title. Like, I didn't think it was Bob Ross painting. This is a happy tree. We're gonna paint Brokeback Mountains now. He had a little. Hey, he was high as fuck. Remember the white dude with the afro? Bob Ross, rest in peace. Cause he was too calm. He was a Navy SEAL or something. Cause he was too calm under duress. I seen an episode. Someone pulled a fire alarm. He was like, "What is that sound? We'll just keep painting. This is a happy tree." Like you on methamphetamines or something, because you like tranquil in a motherfucker. He need to be a boxer. Bob Ross would be a good ass boxer. He just oh shit. That was a happy punch. He right hooked me. Jabbed the fuck out of me. Let's continue. Like he was just hella peaceful. You know what the worst thing you can do? We'll get to the AJ stuff. The worst thing you could ever do. I was young, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a kid. I didn't know no better. You know, you take more chances and risks and shit when you as a kid. The worst thing you could do as a child watching Bob Ross paint is doubt that motherfucker. He'd be like, today we're gonna draw the Alpine Mountains, the Swiss Alps. with the little Corey in a river. And then you watch the first 5 minutes. Yeah, that shit don't look like that. This shit, fuck Alpine my ass. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck you mean? He talking about he gonna make the Alpine mountain. You leave out the room, go make some top ramen and shit. Come back, God damn, this shit look like the Alpine. Is that 3D? You painted this in the iMac. Like, this shit didn't look like much at first. When he's doing the first couple of strokes, that don't look like no fucking birds. I see it. I seen it. Like, right, he start getting busy on your ass. You just, you go to the store, come back. He damn near finished. He got busy on your ass when you was at the store. You like, oh shit. Hey, Alpine Mountain, Mount Everest, motherfucker wasn't lying. Shout out to Bob Ross, man. We just working on the Vampire Stream. What up, Ego? Touch on that tank. You got to say pause after that. You can't just. We just talked about Brokeback Mountain, and you talking about touch on that tank. Yeah, man. You got to say pause after that. Your question, it said, "What up, Ego?" So what's up? Touch on that tank. No. And Money Made looks more and more like Floyd is a hater. Listen, I'm not Jerry Springer. I don't know what the fuck going on. Last time I seen Tank, he took my camera and he was just filming, having fun. So, yeah, I see the free Tank and shit, but that's not none of my business. I'm not his manager. I'm not his promoter. When he sees me as love, I don't know Floyd on a one-on-one basis either. So, good luck to both of them. See, you get value, with, he's like, touch on the Tank. Touch on the boy Tank. Like, don't say that. But you should have said touch on Gervonta, because that couldn't be misconstrued with nothing else. If you would have just said touch on that Gervonta Davis situation, you said touch on his tank. You better tap that tank. Like, don't say that. We was just talking about Brokeback. You can't say it like that. I mean, y'all could do whatever y'all want. But that's just not really. Excuse me. If I don't know the details, I mean, what is there? Like, I usually touch on everything in boxing that relate. That's like current. So if I haven't, then it's probably a reason. Either I'm busy or I don't want to, or I don't have enough data or information to really put it out. And this is that right now. I don't know. I heard Eddie Hearn wanted to sign him. I seen him talk to Eddie Hearn through Twitter. I see the free Tank shit, but I don't know what's going on. Cause Tank today, he just posted a picture of himself, and he says it's Bracken or something. He's like, I'm coming with a B. So, I don't know. I don't know what the situation is. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it would just be 1,000% speculation. I don't even know how many fights he has in his contract. So you talk about Floyd is a hater. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're going through. I seen Leonard Ellerby tweet out to Tank and say positive things. So I don't know. But what we can talk about is what is like official, what we see with our own too. Make sure y'all smash the like button. We just working. We just getting that easy work. We getting that bag. It's fight week. Terrence Crawford, Jose Benavidez. A lot of y'all motherfuckers sleeping on the fight. That's a good fight. Don't want to hear nothing about it. It's good. That's a good fight. Crawford just moved up in weight, which Triple G and other people have never done. So you got to give him credit for moving up. He could have stayed, like, just my opinion. I like Jose Ramirez. He represents NorCal, like me. I've been to his fights before. Cool story. Used to spar with Pacquiao and stuff. He does stuff for like immigration rights and stuff. Cool dude. But if Terrence Crawford stayed at 140, he would still be the man. You guys have to understand that. I like Regis Prograis, same thing. But Crawford had more experience than both of them as a pro champion and stuff. Bigger fights, big moments. So Crawford, if he wanted to, he could have easily stayed at 140, where He could have been in good fights, but to me, moving up 7 pounds, there's more danger. There's more danger because now you're talking about good fighters there in the stacked division, plus them bigger guys have more experience. You mean to tell me who has more? Fuck who you like. Who has more experience as a pro, Danny Garcia or Jose Ramirez? You know, who has more experience, Errol Spence and Sean Porter and Keith Thurman or Regis Prograis? I'm talking about pro level experience. So, you know, a lot of people, they don't take into consideration the full, oh, why is he fighting Benavidez? What's wrong with Benavidez? Is undefeated. They have history. It's an easy fight to make. He just moved up 7 pounds and destroyed a guy that Pacquiao, I thought Pacquiao beat him, but he didn't look good in that fight with Jeff Hearn. You know, he didn't look sensational like he did with the Matisse. So either way, Pacquiao, even me who thought Pacquiao won, he still struggled with the dude. You know what I'm saying? The man struggled. Crawford went in there and just dog walked him like it wasn't shit. So, you know, he deserves whatever fight he wants next. You know, and the thing is, I'm very realistic. I want to see all the unifications and Spence versus Crawford and all this shit. But really, did anyone really think that was going to happen exactly next this year? The motherfucker just moved up to welterweight. I mean, did anyone really think that Spence and Crawford was going to happen in 2018? Meanwhile, we have fights like Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder and Anthony Joshua. That has been marinating for a couple years now. You know, Canelo and Triple G before they fought, that had been marinating, you know, since at least 2016, probably before that. You know, so we still gotta get the fights that are overdue. You know, it's like a library book. Motherfuckers didn't even turn in Joshua Wilder book. You know, and people are being unrealistic with, oh, God damn it, why isn't Crawford fight Spence? You know, it's not realistic. You know, Canelo just fought 2 tough fights with Golovkin, and people are saying, like, oh, this is bullshit, he's not fighting Charlo. Like, you got to be realistic here. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Charlo get his shot as much as anybody. Y'all got to be realistic, though. Porter versus Spence, that should be easy to make. But I don't know, because I did a video earlier, and they're talking about Porter versus Berto or Keith Thurman. So pretty much Berto, because we don't know when Keith Thurman's coming back. He doesn't even pop his head in. You know, he did. I interviewed him with some other media at the Garcia Porter thing, but I ain't heard from him since. Nobody, like, you know, I'm not talking about me directly. I'm just talking about I ain't seen him on nobody's interview. I ain't seen him at no other fights. You know, he just kind of dipped out, just peeked his head in and then left. Yeah, man. So should be a good fight week. Let's talk about this Joshua shit. Make sure y'all smash the like button. We working on the vampire stream. I told you, man, new media is here, and then we just bringing out the facts to the forefront. And once it's laid out on the table, the fans are gonna see it, and you guys decide. But I think we made some strong cases. He makes a strong case, you know, and it's not looking good for Joshua. Yeah, I think he has to do something. He really does. You know, be it tell Eddie he really wants to fight. Like, you hear simple things. Here's a very simple thing. This is like in the court of law, this would only be circumstantial evidence, right? But it's still something that, with all things considered, I look at. For example, how is it that Deontay Wilder, are you guys listening? If you can hear me, put the 2 up. Put your 2s up. Throw your 2s up. I know it's a vampire stream, so I'm not expecting, like, you know, a huge crowd, but the chat is not moving, so I'm just trying to make sure y'all hear. Okay, so y'all still here. Y'all just listening. But this is circumstantial evidence, but I look at it like this. How come Deontay Wilder, the person I think wants to fight more, right, based on all things considered and what's been shown, how come he's went to and tried to and made accommodations where he was willing to go to some of Joshua's fights? Meanwhile, We've never seen Joshua make any type of real attempt to go to any of Wilder's fights. Somebody answer that. Like, why can't you? And you know, I'm not. I can't tell someone how to spend their own money, but I mean, we know Joshua got bread. He's in Dubai and traveling, so you can't come to America for a fight. You know, you could come from the Golden State Warriors game. Like, do people in the UK even really like all watch basketball like in America? You know, you can come for the Golden State Warriors finals, but you know you can't come to see your competition, a guy, and help build up a fight that you allegedly really want. Somebody answer that. We have not seen AJ at any of Wilder's fights or even attempt to come. Wilder went to the Klitschko fight. He was down to come to the Joseph Parker fight, but they started acting funny style, talking about, you know, enhanced security. He couldn't get in the ring, so he's like, fuck all that. You know, he came out for Tyson Fury shit. You know, traveling man. Tyson Fury came out to America to watch Wilder versus Arthur Spilka. You get what I'm saying? But we never seen Joshua go to. I was at the Stavern 2 fight. He wasn't at the. AJ wasn't at the Luis Ortiz fight. Like, you can't come out to nothing. You know? But you can come out for a DAZN kickoff tour. You know, Tony Bellew was at DAZN in Chicago. So Bellew he should be in training camp. You know, for Usyk, he came out for the DAZN, you know, fight week festivities for Thomas Delorme, Jesse Vargas on the night of Conor McGregor. So it was like really a small card. All right, we got a hot seat. CNFO, you about to get destroyed. Wilder only fights bums. So Luis Ortiz is a bum? This is all you have to do to beat him. CNFO, you said Wilder only fights bums. So is Luis Ortiz a bum? Watch how easy this is in the hot seat for me. If he answers realistically, even if he doesn't, y'all know why he didn't answer realistically. So either way, he's already trapped. So you said Wilder only fights bums. My question to you is, Luis King Kong Ortiz a bum? All you have to do is give them the rope. They gonna hang themselves. New media shit. Hey, you. Is Luis Ortiz a bum? Is Luis Ortiz a bum? No, he is not. Block him. Do we have any shooters? You failed. You said he only fights bums, and the first person I asked you, you said he ain't a bum. You're no longer welcome here. Block. You gonna have to start. We holding motherfuckers accountable over here. Instant block. First question. See if they play the game right. If they play the game right, it's gonna be an easy execution. He said Wilder only fights bums. I said, is Luis Ortiz, Wilder's last opponent, a bum? He says no, he is not. You're done. And then what about, I blocked him? Then Tyson Fury. He's about to fight him. Is he a bum? No. You know? So that notion, no one believes it. You know, not to mention he was a challenger when Bermain Stavern was a champion. You know, Bermain Stavern had the better resume at the time. So, you know, we don't believe these dudes. A lot of things too. The WBC, you have to fight guys within a certain ranking. You know, you can't just fight someone like all of your fights and the guys aren't ranked. So there's this notion that Johan Duhaupas and, you know, Eric Molina and different people were all not ranked in the top 15, which is not true. You know what I'm saying? Because he wouldn't have been able to have all them fights. Maybe some of them, like Jason Gavin or some shit, might not have been ranked. You know, but not a lot of them guys was ranked. And it's funny, Eric Molina, people say he's this and that, Joshua fought him after. Dominic Brazil fought him after and became Wilder's mandatory off of beating him after he lost to Deontay Wilder, after he had lost to Chris Arreola, after he had lost to AJ. You know, that's who Brazil beat to even get. So the heavyweight division is not even superbly stacked like that. You know, it's easy to indicate who is who. That's what I'm saying. Alexander Povetkin fought Johan Duhaupas on 2 days' notice, 1 day notice. Yeah, he got knocked out, but he didn't even have a training camp. He didn't even have boxing shoes on, you know. But when Wilder fought him, he was the biggest bum. But he's able to fight Alexander Povetkin after Povetkin fails a drug test. That's fair. These dudes are getting clapped. But we ain't going to let them stop what we got going. But anyway, the fans are starting to see it. And I know it's not just American fans because I know I've clicked on some of the pages and some of the guys are from the UK and shit. But it's just the time is now. People aren't just going for whatever. They want answers. They want that new media shit. The fans was going ham on Barry Hearn. So this is Barry Hearn, Eddie Hearn's pops, his verified social. Man, I gotta find where he put it. Hold on, yo. Tyson Fury had the belts. He was champion. He vacated them. So AJ didn't beat the champion to become the champion. Did he? Yes or no? Actually, he failed a drug test and was stripped. That's not true. Tyson Fury actually relinquished the belt before he got stripped. Barry Hearn, Eddie said to be the champion, you have to beat the champion. What champion did AJ beat to become a champion? He said the reigning champion of the world. What? Okay. Man, I don't even know where he even put this. I gotta find it again. They were going ham on it. Let me find it. I'm trying to find it, yo. I'm trying to find it. This show is funny. Here, I have it in my phone. Let me get the date and timestamp. One second. Make sure you guys smash the like button. See, this is what we have to do. Okay, it was 5 days ago. What was 5 days ago? Somebody do the math so I can find it. What was 5 days ago? Hey, Block Gustavo. He says, "Man, you jacking Wi-Fi shit is slow. You playing games. You no longer welcome here, bro." I'm not jacking nobody's Wi-Fi. I got fast ass Wi-Fi. You don't know shit about live streaming. This shit is taxing showing a window capture, dummy. Just block him. The fourth, okay. They're going ham on him. I'm trying to show y'all. Look, nobody believes it. Y'all ready? Hold on. Y'all ready for this? I found some of it. They're just going ham on him. I told you, new media is not. You can't just say whatever no more. They're just going ham. Yo, we got to get them likes up pronto. We only have 33 likes and 10 dislikes. Yeah, we got to do better than that, even for a vampire stream, because the haters is here. So there's no way the haters should be here, but Ego's army shouldn't be here. Y'all got to get them likes up. They was going ham on Barry. Oh my gosh, it's funny though. Yeah, we need to do a major push on the light. All right, here we go. Barry Hearn says, so meeting refused by Wilder's team, unbelievable. No more comments from me as if you have a brain. The position is clear. Eddie's interview on IFL sums the situation up perfectly. Watch it and understand the truth. And then a fan says, Dominique, they said they are happy to meet after the Tyson Fury fight. Seems like a fair response. Stop with the PR bullshit. the Told you the fans is they're going ham. We know you don't want it. Go fight Dillian White in April. It's boring now. Hey, these fans ain't playing. Remember, remember what I told you? They said don't start a war unless I got my money right. Well, I got my money right. Now I want war. Listen, new media. I'm telling you, people ain't going with it. They ain't going with it no more. That dude said, stop with the PR bullshit. We know you don't want it. Go fight Dillian White in April. It's boring now. Wow. Why they coming for? You supposed to respect your elders. They coming for Barry Hearn though. Looking shaky, baby. You know, we'll keep going. This is his response. And see, listen, Eddie, like father, like son. I noticed Barry Hearn. He does some of the same stuff that Eddie does. When the going gets tough and the conversation goes in a way where they're asked the tough questions, there's pompous responses. They try to make you, oh, anybody with a brain will know and like basically and see it our way. You know, just pompous responses, or they'll just try to laugh and just it's always something instead of like. Remember when I tweeted Eddie Hearn and he responded and he was like, "Oh, I think you're mistaken." I made a video about it. He's like, "I think you're mistaken. Oh, it wasn't." He said all he said was it wasn't an improved offer. No, he said it wasn't a counter offer. It was an improved offer. Like what I'm talking about, really, and it really was a counter to Wilder's $50 million. So what I had asked him was very plausible. But instead of answering the basis of the question, he rather argued semantics about if the term should have been a matchroom counter offer or an improved offer. This is how you're getting chewed up in the argument. You know full well what someone is talking about, but instead of addressing what they're talking about, I don't understand if you didn't understand what was being said, but when you know what it is and you know what they meant, even if you had a disagreement and they like misspelled a word, and then that's the only thing you're focused on. You can't answer the question. You know, we know what that is. Like if I'm in a hot seat with somebody, and then they start drilling me and coming with fact on top of fact, and they're like, "Oh yeah, did Wilder do this?" And then I'm like, let's say they're like, "Did Wilder fight? Did he fight in something and get hurt by Luis Ortiz in the 6th round?" And then I'm like, "Oh, actually, it was the 7th round. It was the 7th round. He wasn't hurt in the 6th round. 6th round, not much, And I know what he's talking about. Even if I wanted to correct him, I could correct him and then answer his question, not just laugh or correct them and then not answer the question. You get what I'm saying? When we see it, that's a deflection tactic. But let's keep going. So this is his response to the guy saying, "Stop the PR bullshit. Go ahead and fight Dillian White. It's boring now." He said, "That's fine, but it rules out planning April 13th properly, which is not the correct way to promote. I wonder if the double rematch rumor is true, in which case Wilder can't make April date information." You know, Frank Warren, who's part of the promotion, says there's no problem. He says he said that can happen. He said nobody's gonna stand in the way of that. So Barry Hearn's addressing something that Frank Warren, or he's questioning something to create pollution in the air. And Frank Warren, when he did the IFL interview, it's a lengthy interview. He's sitting on like a office desk or something. He's already addressed that. He says there, I think he said something to the effect of there's a rematch clause, but it could be worked around because nobody's going to really try to stand in the way of a undisputed unification like that. He said it can get handled, even if I got to look at see what exactly he said, but to my recollection, he said something like that. So listen, here, okay. I really feel. Can you guys hear me? Is everyone just solely listening? Are y'all asleep? Are y'all working out? Like, listen. I'm gonna just if the chat doesn't pick up and the likes don't pick up, we'll just continue this conversation later because I still haven't even packed and I'm sitting up here trying to do vampire streams and it's like dead door. Like even if you guys are listening, y'all gotta have some level of engagement, you know. But here, I feel like I could have been a lawyer because people try to weasel their way out of situations. Am I low? Is this hard for anybody else to hear? Somebody just said I'm low. I sound low. Is the volume low for anybody? Is that what the problem is? Okay, see, this is confusing. Boxing Buddy says the mic is sounding so smooth, and then someone else is saying the volume is low. Here, we're going to do a quick vote. If the volume is low, type 5. If it sounds perfect and you hear at a perfect volume, type 10. 5 if it's too low, 10 if the volume is on point. If the volume is too low, type 5. If the volume is on point and you hear me loud and clear, put 10. I'm not going to be screaming. It's fucking late at night. I'm not be yelling out. I got my window open and shit. I don't know what type of devices some of y'all have. Cause I put it up hella high. All right, I'll blow y'all ears out. Eardrums out. Y'all wanted me to be fucking screaming like Ja Rule and shit. I'm watching on my phone at work. Well, we're not looking at like stuff like that. I mean, if you watching at work, what about now? I just raised it. Can you guys hear me better? Is it too loud? Is it piercing your ears? Testing, mic check, 1 2 1 2. That's weird because y'all let me get 30 minutes into the stream before anybody said anything about the sound. Y'all, listen, Eagles Army, we gotta, if there's technical difficulties or you guys can't hear, then let me know, so I can fix it instead of having a stream where everyone's fucking walking dead and shit. Yeah, nobody said anything about the sound. We start getting to the juicy part, and y'all are like, "Oh, I can't hear. What he say?" Yeah, I'm gonna crank it up one more notch. All right, we shouldn't have any problems with the sound anymore. Is it good? Yo, testing, mic check, 1 2 1 2. The Vampire Stream. Is it too loud? Shout out to Maya. Maya be holding it down for the Bay Area, holding the channel down. Real Eagles Army. She said, I can hear just fine, perfectly fine. People just need to upgrade their lives. That's what I'm saying. Y'all got them fucking 99 cent, Dollar General ass phones. Y'all got government phones when they was doing that? Like giving homeless people and all that phones? Because I listened to it on my phone. My shit was cool even when we first started. I got that iPhone X. I don't know what kind of phones. Y'all got that flip phone, huh? You sound like you're in the damn music studio. It's perfect. See, that's why I need them buttery vocals, I need that butteries. Young Hova, you heard? I need that. I need my shit to sound like Jay. B, it's perfect. I need that buttery shit. All right, let's keep going. Hey, Honey's a fool. He said they got that Amazon basic speakers, so of course it's low. That's what I'm saying. But whatever. I think the problem's fixed now. Let's get it. Yeah. We got to do that Pusha T. Yeah. All right. This is what I'm talking about with, like, I really feel like I could have been a lawyer because just hear me out with this game that Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn are playing, right? I'm going to read it again. So let's go over what old boy said to him. So he says it's unbelievable Wilder's team refused to meet up. So a fan says they said they are happy to meet with you after the Tyson Fury fight. Seems to be a fair response. Stop with the PR bullshit. We know you don't want it, meaning you don't want the fight. Go fight Dillian White in April. It's boring now. Barry Hearn responded to the fan and he said that's fine, but it rules out planning April 13th properly, which is not the correct way to promote. I wonder if the double rematch rumor is true, in which case Deontay Wilder can't make an April date information. So what he's doing is trying to create a situation that has already been addressed by Frank Warren, and nobody else said it was a problem, but he's trying to foreshadow a problem, likely because they aren't going to fight against the winner of Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, and they need a scapegoat. They need to be able to somehow spin it and blame it, mostly on Wilder, because they haven't even really talked about even wanting to fight Tyson Fury or offering him shit. So they want to basically be able to blame Deontay Wilder. It's so easy to see, and the fans are starting to call him out on it. They want to blame Deontay Wilder for, Oh, you're the reason why it didn't happen. And then the fans is just going ham on him. But here's how. This is the lawyer part that I'm gonna get to. Okay, he's saying we can't properly promote yada yada yada, basically because of Deontay Wilder won't meet up with him until after December 1st, after the outcome of the Tyson Fury fight, right? So he's making it sound as if him and his team, his tribe, want to meet up to negotiate to make the April fight. But then the second stanza, he's throwing in this idea that Wilder Fury has a double rematch clause, meaning a rematch clause for Wilder if he loses and a rematch clause for Tyson Fury if he loses in the contract. So if you, this is how you know when people are just throwing shit out there, because if you're really worried about a double rematch clause and that's what you've heard, right? Then whether they met up with you and set up a meeting, or if they didn't, if that's what you're really worried about, making the April 13th date not happen because of a rematch clause, then it doesn't matter if they met up with you or not. Do you see what I'm saying? So basically what he just said was redundant. Does everyone get that? It's redundant because if you were really worried like that, the only roadblock is this double rematch clause, then if they have it, they have it. If that's going to stop the fight from happening, it's going to stop the fight from happening. But before that, your whole stressor, everything you were stressing about was that they won't meet up with you. So it doesn't matter if they met up with you and refused to meet up with you, or if they didn't, if you think a rematch clause is going to hinder this fight from happening in April, either way. So once again, he's making up excuses and trying to evoke panic and cause a stampede, and oh, they have a rematch clause. This is why he's trying to find ways to blame Wilder regardless. You get what I'm saying? So you're just throwing that out there. So, old media and some of his predecessors and fans, they actually use that as their reason. See, Wilder doesn't want it. He won't meet up with him. Which one is? That's what I'm saying. You're trying to have your cake and eat it too. So the reason the fight's not happening for April, this is what happens when when you aren't being truthful and transparent. What you do is you're over the top. They, in my opinion, they really don't want to fight Wilder in April. It's very apparent based on what they've showed. So the thing is, now they're trying to, it's like they're overdoing it, trying to sew so many things up to guarantee it doesn't happen. Like it's like here, this is really weird that this happened, but I'm gonna show you something. Hold on. I just watched an episode of this is a show I like, Forensic Files. All right. This I just watched this last night too. Okay. So I watched an episode of Forensic Files. This is a great analogy of what I'm talking about. Overdoing it. Forensic Files is slapping. Okay. There's a particular episode where this teacher didn't show up for work, and then her husband and two people, like two of his coworkers or something, drove to their house looking for her. They go down, they see in the basement she's there in a pool of blood, and it looks like she had fell down the stairs, right? But then upon further investigation, they found lacerations in her scalp and shit, which shows she was hit with something or hit up against something. And, if she just died from tripping and falling down the stairs, right, because she died from it, you wouldn't get that many injuries falling from, 15 stairs. She had like cuts and lacerations and shit in her head. And then they did the luminol and they seen blood in the kitchen and all types of stuff. So basically, it was looking like the husband was the person that did it, right? The other thing that they noticed on one of the steps is she had her black shoe. One of them was like still on, and then one of the black shoes, this is how they detailed they get. One of the shoes was on the steps, but she fell over like the left side, and then the shoe was like pushed off on the right side, hella like it had been planted. So the detectives took pictures of it and shit, and they're like, the trajectory of her falling, how would her shoe be that high up and on the opposite side of where she fell? How would her shoe, that would defy like pretty much gravity. So the husband, who, when the episode ends, he was being interrogated to see what happened. He was like this old white dude, and he was like he was like overacting, you know, and it was just so fake. I'm gonna show you how bad his acting was. He's being interrogated the day after his wife died, and he was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, I told her about the damn shoes. I told her about the damn shoes, the black shoe." Like what? It didn't look like bereavement. It like if your wife died and you're being interrogated about it, he was like, "Yeah, the hootenanny and the cocky man, it's the damn shoe." Like it just looked like he was. It didn't look like the reaction of somebody who was grieving. Like he looked like he was trying to sell it. Do you get what I'm saying? Do y'all want to see this clip or not? He was like, "It's the damn shoe. I told her about the black shoe. I said the black shoe, and you're gonna fall. It's the goddamn shoe." Like the acting was horrible. Y'all want to see it? Shooters, how many likes we got? Yeah, I gotta make y'all work for this. Passive student is a nut. He was like, "Yeah, he put up the clip. It's the goddamn shoe." It just sounded hella fake, man. Y'all gotta get the likes up. I got the clip right now. We got it queued up. Look at how fake his acting. Like you just put yourself in the mindset of a family member or loved one, like passed from a slip and fall, and you're the day of or the next day, and you're bereaving. Like you're dealing with the bereavement. Is this really how you're gonna be acting? But he was trying to. Obviously, he did the shit, so he was just trying to sell it to the cops. Smash the like button. We going. Oh, hold on. I thought I was on the right spot. Oh, here it is. He was like, "It's the goddamn shoe. It's the goddamn black shoe." Like, that shit sounds. Would be ruled an accident. During questioning, Ken had difficulty playing the role of bereaved husband. I must have told her 6 times to get rid of the black shoes, and then she bought some red ones just like. And she. Can y'all hear that? He's talking about how the shoe, he knew that she was going to slip and fall because of the black shoes, and he told her to wear. Just listen to the fake ass acting. She got dressed and she'd say, "How do I look?" And I'd say, "Go fine, except I wouldn't wear those damn black shoes. You're going to fall." And there they were on the stair. He was doing a bad job of acting because he was overacting. So. Hey, he wildin' though. I mean, I'm not trying to laugh. He's tripping, bruh. Did you guys see that? Oh my gosh. We got a little bit of a lag. I don't know if y'all seen that. He was like, the goddamn black shoe. Like, bro, that acting job, that shit sounds fake as hell. He guilty as fuck. He was really trying to sell it. Then I saw the black shoe. The goddamn black shoes. Hey, he's tripping. She got dressed and she'd say, "How do I look?" And I say, "Well, fine." This was just opinion. He was doing a bad job of acting because he was overacting. So. Then I saw the black shoe. The goddamn black shoes. Hey, he's wildin', bro. He's like, the goddamn black shoe. That's just. Hey, you guilty, bro, because the way you did that, you supposed to be a. He was tripping. But see, that's what happens when you're like when you're lying. You have to like oversell it. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. That's why I'm comparing it to the Barry Hearn situation. Barry Hearn's his statement is not even all the way making sense because he's trying to oversell it. Either you're mad because they won't meet up and they're refusing and that's not a way to promote it, or it can't be made for April 13th because you think this rematch clause is standing in the way. You know, they want to have their cake and eat it too. But they're just trying to ensure they have a reason why Joshua doesn't have to fight him. You know, he says that's fine, but it rules out planning April 13th properly if they don't meet up with us, which is not the correct way to promote. I wonder if the double rematch rumor is true. What does that have to do with anything? Because if the rematch is going to get in the way to the point of April not happening, then that's what's going to be the case. But he's trying to hedge his. He wants to make sure it's certain that they don't fight him, and there's multitudes of reasons. Look, Wilder Fury hasn't even sold out a 21,000 stadium yet. Stupid ass comment. Like, what does that got to do with it? Conor McGregor and Khabib sold out 20,000. You know, and they didn't sell out the first day, but they did good numbers at T-Mobile. You know, America, you guys have to understand. Yeah, YouTube's fucking streaming capabilities is trash, bro. I always have problems. I know it dropped. Can you guys hear me now? You guys can hear me good now? Yeah. Anyway, it's like nonstop like you from what we're hearing from Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn, it's more problems than anything else. Like it's like they're for like if you here's how to say it. If you go into life with a negative approach, you know that's what you're gonna get out of it. Like let's say I had a daughter and we're going to sell Girl Scout cookies in front of a store, and I'm like, oh man, we got all these Girl Scout cookies, we have to sell it, and there might be other people selling popcorn. It's gonna be busy, so we might not be able to sell. Like, why would you foreshadow problems? You know, all you have to do, problems may arise. I'm not saying be naive, but wait for the problems to come. You get what I'm saying? Why are you like anticipating it being hella problem? That's another, you know, thing to me that proves that Team Joshua doesn't want to fight. Cause Eddie Hearn keeps like belaboring the point and saying, "Oh, yeah, it's gonna take weeks and months to negotiate." But you guys are already negotiating allegedly since the Tackam fight. So why do you think it's gonna take? Where December 2nd you can't negotiate after we get the Tyson Fury outcome, with Wilder. Why do you think it's gonna take so long? It's like Barry and Eddie Hearn are trying to do their own thing, but they don't realize it. Like, you're anticipating a bunch of negativity, and that it basically won't work. So that's, to me, that's another indication that they don't want it to happen. Like Wilder and Fury, Fury didn't, like Frank Warren, like, oh man, Wilder's gonna ask for too much money, you know, he's gonna be hard to work with. You seen how he worked with it. They just had their own negotiations. They got with him, you know, like spitballed it and tossed back ideas, and then it came to a middle ground, 50-50, Staples Center, this date, you know. But Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn keep telling you all the problems that it's gonna be, and you don't know, you know, because even looking at Mayweather Pacquiao, yeah, there were initial negotiation problems, but you know, when it happened, obviously they came to terms. You know, they got I'm sure it went smoother the second official time around than the first time. But yeah, they're drilling him on social media. Dominique is killing y'all. He says, "So what?" Because someone says they haven't even sold out a 21,000 stadium. He says, "So what? Tony Bellew hasn't sold out the Manchester Arena yet. Doesn't mean it won't be a pay-per-view success. The real money comes from pay-per-view." Facts. AJ sells 80,000. Wilder is in the big draw. Let's see the pay-per-view, but after the embarrassing press tour, it won't break records. You see, you tell me who's winning. How is it an embarrassing press tour? At least they gave us a press tour. What did Joshua and Povetkin give us to ready us for the fight? You tell me what was embarrassing about the press tour. I wasn't embarrassed. Why were you embarrassed? These dudes, they just be saying whatever. Look at this David fool. Look at how much AJ earns per fight compared to Wilder. So far, I'm not making it up. You know, this is what new media is here for. Why do fans care about AJ's pockets? You know, is AJ like giving you money? Why are you like, that's crazy to me, people. Like, that really sounds weird that you hyping up somebody else's accomplishments and accolades, another male at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand if it's your girlfriend or something, your wife, and you're like, man, my wife just got this loan. She started her own business. You know, because that's your wife. These dudes is like hyping up another man's like money and accomplishments, like not even in a sporting way. You know, not like, oh, look at Joshua's gold medal. You know, they're talking about his finances. Like, look at how much he makes per fight. How much is Wilder? You're not getting what Wilder's making in your regular life. So what does that have to do with anything? That's really weird. Other thing is like, who cares how, like, this is man fan talk. Who cares about how much they're making and all that? It's the number one fight. Even Eddie Hearn's telling you that. So what are you doing standing in the way talking about he hasn't sold a stadium? You know, no one's believing that stuff no more. Barry Hearns, you know, the people who aren't sounding like man fans is slaughtering Barry. Says Barry, your company finalized a deal to fight Joseph Parker at the end of March in mid January. See, people were watching the videos and running back and using the same points that I made. Look, at this point, the AJ camp are just insulting the fans' intelligence. Yup, unfortunately, a lot of people in the UK are swallowing it. The weird thing is AJ could very much be the best heavyweight in the world. They just don't seem to have the same confidence as me, though. How does it rule it out unless you know what you're asking is unrealistic? We've already seen your interview, and you said Wilder was not in the plans, and you didn't even want him to fight Wilder, period. Go to sleep, Barry. Quiet, Barry. Says, I thought Joshua Wilder was all about being undisputed champion. In which case, wait until December 2nd to negotiate with the winner of Wilder Fury. Face it, you messed up negotiations, and come to December, you're no longer the A side, leaving AJ to fight Wilder or Dillian White, Chisora winner. I told you, the media coming. You got fans speaking intelligently on this show. So they threw AJ on the bus. AJ makes the calls. We follow his instructions. That's how it should be. Fighters should be in charge of their own destiny. So he's basically saying AJ is the one. Threw his own fighter under the bus. So he proved that AJ don't want the fight. He said AJ makes the calls. Wow. He said AJ makes the calls. What do y'all have to say now? AJ makes the calls. The fight ain't happen. Guy, they just be saying the same shit. Guy says Wilder has 40 fight. Who gives a fuck? Listen, Guy, if you want the hot seat, you can get it. Guy Costi, do you want to challenge me with your talking point in the hot seat? You keep saying AJ has 22 fights, Wilder has 40 fights. Do you want to be in the hot seat? Huh? We'll see who's the guy. I listen. No, 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 no. Do you want to be in the hot seat to argue that point? If y'all keep leaving these weak ass points, because I'm being nice, I'm giving you the option, because you seem like a cool dude. You didn't say nothing too crazy. But if you guys keep leaving these weak ass talking points, then we can discuss it in the hot seat and actually debate. Okay, so yes, say yes, I want the hot seat. So I don't look like the bully when you get destroyed. Guy Costi, do you want to be in the hot seat? Say yes, hot seat, or yes, the hot seat. So I know this. So we know. Oh no, I'm not. No, don't say discuss. Say yes. I'd like to be in the hot seat. So everybody knows that you wrote your own ticket. See how long it takes him. All you have to do is say yes, hot seat. Speak with respect. Yes, hot seat. Sit. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't have to disrespect you. I mean, I'm gonna disrespect you. How I'm gonna disrespect you is by proving you wrong and making your point look inferior and like you know what it is. Okay, you just referenced that Joshua has 22 fights and Wilder has 40. What does that have to do with anything? What's the basis? What are you getting at? What does that mean as it relates to the current heavyweight picture? Yes, it's like really Captain Obvious stuff. We can go on box rec and see what people's records are. But what does that have to do with the fight? So please break it down. Let me know with Wilder having double the fights or more fights. What does that have to do with anything? Why today he is calling him a coward because he did not apparently take the fight. What? Okay. He's calling him a coward because he wants to fight him. What are you talking about, bro? I'm asking you why you said Wilder has 40 fights and Joshua has 22 because that's the same casual argument that I keep hearing people make, man fans make. So I just want to know that. I don't even know what you answered. What question you like in your mind? You're answering your own set of questions or something. But my question was in a direct response to your statement initially. You said Wilder has 40 fights and AJ has 22. My question to you again is, what does that have to do with anything? What is okay? Wilder has double the fights. We can all go to Wikipedia, all go to BoxRec to see that fact. What does that have to do with it? Okay, so it is his 41st fight. He wants to unify. Wow. What does that have to do with anything? You're still not answering the question, guy. You keep making additional statements. I heard the statement. I want to know what that has to do with anything. So, okay, you're right. He's going for his 41st fight, and Joshua's on his 22nd or 21st or whatever. What does that have to do with anything? You can't answer a simple question? Just explain to me what one guy. So, if, like, let's say, I don't even want to give you because I want to save it for the slaughter. I kind of want to save it for the slaughter. So what does that have to do with anything? Please tell me. You're not even answering the question. Hello. He said you cannot call someone a coward if you cannot defend what you are saying. Okay, your time is almost up, bro. Answer the question. What does one guy having more fight? So we should only see fights where both fighters have about the same amount of fights? Is that what you're trying to say? So if, like, let's say Lucas Matisse, this is just random. Let's say Lucas Matisse had 35 fights and Danny Garcia had 20. Like, should we not see the fight because Danny Garcia had 18, 20 fights? No, you didn't answer, bro. You said you talking about coward? That was a whole different statement. I didn't even say nothing about the coward shit. We're talking about your initial statement. See, this is what they do. They deflect. Bro, we got to wrap this up. You're not even answering the question. And you're not going to have me talking in circles trying to get something out of you that you can't answer. What does that have to do with anything? What does that make me a coward if I don't want to fight you? Bro, if you talk about this coward shit one more time, my shooters will clap. You got to get to the answer. We're not waiting. I want to know your initial statement. I don't care about this coward shit you keep talking about. What does him having... So Klitschko had more fights than Joshua, and he got knocked out by Joshua. What does that have to do with anything? So we should only be seeing guys fight if they have similar resumes, like similar amounts of fights? Because Floyd Mayweather was like 49-0, and he fought Conor McGregor, who had no boxing fights, and it sold records. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what are you saying? If people wanted to see the fight and they paid for it, boom. You had a guy with 49 fights fighting a guy with 0 record. So what are you talking about, bro? Your next response will determine your fate. If you do not answer the question, Conor for the money. Get him out of here. Get him for the money. We gonna get you for the money. Get him out of here. Shooters, Guy Costi, he refuses to answer the question. I'm not doing this all day. See, I'm telling you, this why we have so many man fans that go to other people's channels and be like, oh, Ego just blocks people and all this, and they get angry because for so long, casuals and man fans, they've been able to get away with this. No explanation. Don't have to. It's just like, it's like being able to come and go as you please, and then all of a sudden having a curfew. Ever since new media came out, now there's a curfew. Now you got to check in. You can't just stay out, unless you have a pass. And Ego's Army, we got a pass to stay out and do whatever the fuck we want. We can stay out as late as we want. But the man fans, they got a curfew. We put them on a curfew. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they don't like. Now all of a sudden, for the first time in boxing, we're holding people accountable, with this digital platform. And we're pushing the envelope. So that's why they're getting angry, because they know what they say. Before they just be able, Floyd Mayweather's a bitch and Pacquiao's gonna destroy him. You fucking gay runner. They just say whatever they want, whatever came to mind. But no longer can you just say that without being challenged. That's why you see people going in on Barry Hearn and stuff. You can't just say it and then there's no explanation. You talking about listen, I just gave you an example. Floyd Mayweather has 49 fights and he just fought a motherfucker who's 0-0, who just lost again last weekend, and it did brilliantly. So it doesn't change the fact that people want to see the fight. Obviously, you can't say, oh, it should have never happened. Why shouldn't it happen when 4.3 million people bought it? Of course it should have happened. They made a lot of money doing that. Conor McGregor disappeared for a year plus after that. So at the end of the day, Wilder Joshua, who cares how many fights one guy has and how many the other guy has? It's the hottest fight for heavyweight division. It's a meaningful fight. It's a fight that'll give Joshua the last link to what he's been working for. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying, why don't people do this with age then? There's a lot of times where a Ryan Garcia or some shit, he like 19 years old and shit, and he fighting a guy who's 38, 39. Why don't people say, oh, Ryan Garcia is only 18 and he's fighting his 40-year-old? What does that have to do with anything? If Ryan Garcia fought, we'll just say Gamboa. Let's say that was a desired fight. Gamboa's probably 36, 37, maybe somewhere around there, right? Ryan Garcia is much younger than him, but it doesn't change the fact if Ryan Garcia fought Salido or Gamboa or something, they're like double his age. What does that have to do with anything? If that's the fight that means something for the division, then it is what it is. Floyd Mayweather was 37 when he fought a 23-year-old Canelo. That was the fight that was desired. So why are people saying, oh, Wilder has 40 fights and Joshua only has 22? Joshua also had a country behind him that actually didn't shit on him, unlike America. They back up their fighters and come out and support. So he was able to fast track it. If Joshua, listen, you heard it out of my mouth. This is not from a place of hate. If Joshua was in America and he was an American, he would not be as big. I promise you that. He would not be as big as he is now. At all. Like if he was born in Texas, born in Chula Vista or some shit, Joshua would not be as big as he is now. But luckily he has a country that, where boxing was founded, and, they got behind him and rallied and pushed the envelope. And then his promotional team put him in fights and kept building him up. But if Joshua was from Sacramento, he probably wouldn't be making no $40 million. Different markets, totally different markets. Because there have been guys who have been technically more skilled than Joshua that didn't even make that have more of a mouthpiece and skill. Roy Jones, was Roy Jones selling out? Roy Jones was the baddest man in boxing. Was he selling out 80,000, 100,000? No. So what are we talking about? All this stupid shit they be talking about, it's just that stupid shit. Look at, and they always use black fighters. It's so funny. They always talk about the black fighter's shortcoming. Oh, when has Wilder sold out a stadium? Okay, when's Roberto Duran sold out a stadium? What 80, 90,000, 100,000 did Julio Cesar Chavez sell out? Selling out in Texas, did how many people were at the Pernell Whitaker fight? 50,000? 57? Was it 100,000? Because I don't remember that. Jesse Wyatt, $10 super chat. It's a responsibility to fight the best. Damn, it scrolled up. when you collect the belt on one end, they brag about how fast AJ got there. The next end, they saying he not ready. Wow, that's a great. Everybody put some clap emojis for Jesse. So what he just said is, he said it's a responsibility when you become unified champion or a champion in general. He says on one end they're bragging about how good AJ is and the technique and how skilled he is and how he has a gold medal and he did all this in 22 fights. But then on the other end, they saying he's not ready. And he's basically saying what I'm saying too. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You have to take a stand. You can't say, "Oh, look at us. We're the biggest star in the division. Look at us. We're a unified champion. We beat Klitschko. We beat Joseph Parker in a unification." We realize that. That's why we want to see you fight the best. You can't just like, "Oh, look at us now. Get off our back." You're a champion. You can't play both sides of the fence. Bragging about how good he is in 22 fights and look at him. But then like even Lomachenko, they're bragging about how good he is. I don't agree with all the historical comparisons, but he's really fighting the best names that he can fight. I mean, we obviously haven't seen him fight like a Pacquiao, Terrence Crawford, or something, move up there, but he's fighting some good names, and he's at least fluctuating his weight. Jorge Linares was a top guy at the lightweight. He's at least entertaining the idea of Mikey Garcia publicly. He's not shying away from the dialogue. You know, we don't even hear AJ talk about Wilder. Like I said, why doesn't AJ go to Wilder's fight? Why didn't he come out to the Staples? Why didn't he go to Luis Ortiz fight? Stavern 2 fight? Crazy. But you got to listen to what people say, and all the man fans saying all like the stupid shit. You're not making your point. No media is here. We see it. We see through the bullshit. Oh, look at Wilder has. Listen, unless you're telling me that Wilder has 40 fights and nobody wants to see Joshua Wilder, then it's already a moot point. I don't care how many fights he has. I don't care what it took for him to get here. He's here now. Joshua's here now. And they're both undefeated and they're both champions. So you telling me, oh, he fought in Cancun in his 5th fight? I don't care. I simply don't care. What does Cancun have to do with anything? Because he fought somewhere obscure. You know, the fact of the matter is, yes, Joshua's cool. He done cool, but part of that's where he's from, his demographic, the way they pushed him, and seizing opportunities. Like Charles Martin, anybody would have took that fight. That was a top level guy with power. If Luis Ortiz, I think the same thing would have happened. If there's not one person Joshua's beaten that I don't think Luis Ortiz could beat or has a chance to beat. Not one person. Not one person. Including the Klitschko coming off an 18-month layoff where he looked like shit versus Tyson Fury. And was coming off a loss. There's not one person that I don't think Luis Ortiz has a chance to beat. Yeah, are y'all deaf? Somebody's saying the sound is low. These dudes keep saying the sound is low. Is y'all volume maxed out? Like, I don't know. I don't understand what. No one else is complaining about the sound right now. Is anyone else struggling to hear me? See, everyone else sounds good. You got that cricket phone. Oh well. If y'all can't hear me, I don't know what to tell you because I've already adjusted the sound. So fuck it. Watch the replay. Get Dolby Digital. Everyone else can hear me, so I'm not gonna keep doing this. But anyway, back to the story. With Wilder and Joshua, it's like no matter what you say, unless you're saying that's not a top fight, I don't care. I don't care who Wilder was fighting when he was in his 10th fight. I don't care how many fights, if he has more fights than Joshua. Everyone has their own individual path. You know, because the same could be said. Canelo is the same age as Joshua, yet Canelo's resume, he has more fights, but the amount of fights doesn't change anything. They're the same age. Canelo's the same age, and he has a better resume. By far, has a better resume. So how do they the same exact age, and yet Canelo has a better resume? So I mean, you could do it. Bottom line is AJ's a top guy, Wilder's a top guy, Fury's a top guy. They need to fight. Period. Damn, James Souza doing it big. He said he watching Tyson Holyfield on one screen and Boxingego on the other. That's big. Canelo had as many fights as Mayweather was younger, and Mayweather embarrassed him when they fought. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And the bottom line is, it didn't matter. Even if Canelo had fewer fights, that's what people wanted to see at the time. So, I'm not, unless your argument is Wilder Joshua is a bad fight that doesn't need to happen, you have no argument here. There's nothing you could say. I don't care who Wilder was fighting years ago. What does that have to do with anything? You know? So if the fight, like, the thing is, I'm talking about the fight in 2018, 2019. I'm talking about the current modern day. Like, that's like, okay, an actor I really like, Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy was in some like real B UK movies when he first started acting. He was trying to come up. Fast forward to current day, he's in Venom. I didn't think the movie was great, but it's still, it set a box office record for October movie openings. You get what I'm saying? So he's a big known. He's in Peaky Blinders. He redid the Mad Max. He was in Bane and Batman. So now Inception. He's been in big movies. So that's like constantly bringing up, oh yeah, but when he was 22, he was in this UK movie, and it was shot cheap. Like, well, okay, that's cool, but he got through that, and then this is where he's at now. Do you get what I'm saying? What does that have to do with it? Tom Hardy's in Venom right now. If we're talking about Tom Hardy, could he play this part, or this is the argument. We're talking about nowadays, not how his acting was when he was just starting, because everyone just starts at some capacity. Shout out to Tom Etheridge, $2 super chat. We want AJ, Deontay Wilder. Anything else is scared fanboy talk. Boom. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The whole conversation is about Wilder Joshua happening ASAP, not Wilder Joshua happening when Wilder fought in Cancun in his 15th fight. That's all distractions. All of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone has an individual story. Like, my story was purely a boxing fan. I wasn't covering boxing when Felix Tito Trinidad was out. But the thing is, we got a hot channel now. I wasn't there. I was watching boxing, but I wasn't covering it back then. But who gives a shit? What does that have to do with right now? Right now, we have one of the hottest boxing channels. Who cares? This is the conversations about right now, not like, oh yeah, but you weren't there for Felix Trinidad versus B Hop. Okay, what's that got to do with anything? I'm here now. We're going to Terrence Crawford fight week. The current shit. Inception was dope. Hardy was dope in that. That's all distractions. Wilder was fighting in Mexico, Cancun, Mexico. I don't care. What's that got to do with? Was he a champion? Like, I mean, am I supposed to hold him to a standard? He was fighting. Was he WBC champion fighting in Mexico against, Roger Rabbit? No, he wasn't even a champion. So who cared? Why would I care about that? You know. And people see it more and more, and it's getting good. It's getting good, y'all. New media. They don't have any more excuses. You know, April I'm not even worried about it. If AJ fights who he wants to fight, and it's not Wilder Fury winner, then good luck with Dillian White. You know, I think Dillian White should fight Luis Ortiz. If he doesn't, at least fight Dominic Brazil to try to get that mandatory slot. Who's really checking for Derek Chisora? Like, I have not seen one person from outside of the UK that is like, yeah, yeehaw, let's get this cracking. Dillian White, Derek Chisora too. And I understand America is not the only place in the world, but it's a big place, you know. So name some name someone from outside of America. I mean, outside of the UK that has been raving about Dillian White, Derek Chisora too. Because we're talking about world championship boxing, not UK championship boxing or England boxing. We're talking about Joshua is a champion of the world. You know, he's a world champion. Klitschko ain't from the he's not from the UK, from Ukraine. So name someone outside of the UK that wants to see Derek Chisora, Dillian White too. But people outside of the UK want to see Tyson Fury and AJ if he gets past Wilder, or Deontay Wilder versus AJ. So it's like, what are we really talking about, folks? He said crickets. I know it's crickets because these boys can't answer this stuff. Nobody's checking for like massive success. Eh, I feel bad for some of the UK fans too, because this soft matchmaking that they've been doing and getting away with, that's cool, but you're robbing your fans. You know, the fans are the ones paying for it. So I guess if the UK likes Sam Eggington versus Liam and all this shit, I mean that's what's up. I'm trying to see like good competitive. See, and this is what the thing that sucks is when you see someone from the UK that's hot, you don't know how they're gonna do because they're fighting not at world level. A lot of them, they're fighting on like local cards, so you're dealing with local talent. You know, you really until you branch out, you don't really know how a fighter's gonna do. Like Maidana was knocking out everybody in Argentina. That's one region. But when he started fighting people from around the world, like Mexico, Eric Morales, right? Devin Alexander from St. Louis, Adrian Broner from Cincinnati, Victor Ortiz, he stopped some of them, but he only stopped one person I just named, and that was Victor Ortiz. So it's not, Floyd Mayweather. He didn't stop him either from Grand Rapids. So that's the thing. It's different when you start fighting people from around the world. That's why I want to see Dillian White versus a fresh face like Luis Ortiz from Cuba. Good clash of styles. Neither guy really backs down in the pre-fight stuff, so they can, talk. Luis Ortiz ain't no punk. He ain't gonna just let I don't know how well his ability to understand English is, but I think he understands it a little bit because he was calling Deontay Wilder a motherfucker and a bitch and all this. Oh my god, I'm about to get out of here. Y'all just say the same casual shit. Please stop. Al Heyman needs to do a better job with Errol Spence's career. So we talking about Joshua. So Eddie Hearn don't need to do a better job with Joshua's career, and he's the one that Errol Spence is not in the bad limelight. Y'all just repeat stuff. What? Okay, so what is Al Heyman? Because you guys just repeat stupid shit that you see other people. Because Errol Spence says I need to fight. I seen it. He tweeted I need to fight. I need to fight. And then some people probably said something. Oh yeah, why is Errol Spence saying he needs to? Who cares? He fought twice this year. What you talking about? He needs to do better. Meanwhile, Joshua's was in had the highest expectations from around the world, and his brand is like shriveling up in terms of like the respect given because of the decisions of his team. And out of all of that, you choose to bring up Errol Spence. You know, shout out to Gerald Big Baby Miller. That's my dude, but he just fought Thomas Adamak. So in this is what we're talking about. People, they're like, Al Heyman needs to do better with Errol Spence's career. Spence is gaining traction. He has man down promotion. Gerald Miller has not got a title shot yet. Gerald Miller just fought a guy who was retired and unretired, Thomas Adamak. So why is it so much criticism for Al Heyman? Why is Al Heyman got to do so much more? Block Larry Hoover. I'm done. See, I roasted him, and then now he says, who cares about Sloppy Wilder? Get Larry Hoover out of here. You ain't no Larry Hoover. They just repeat the same shit, bro. Shooters, get rid of Larry Hoover. Clap him. I could spot him. I could smell. I smell a rat. I can smell him, you know, because they start leaving the stupid shit. How did he come back that fast? He said, fuck you, ego. Block Larry Hoover. Block him again. He said, fuck you, ego. Pussy. Yeah, you the one screaming on the internet. He was like, fuck you. He came back quick, too. Y'all quick. Y'all quick. Y'all got these backup accounts on Dizek. He was big mad. Fuck you. You big pussy. We got these boys. Listen, we got these boys salty. That shit funny. He was mad as hell. God damn you. Fuck you, vampires. Listen, I'm out. I got some stuff to do. Try to get ready for this trip. The world sees it, you know, so we're just going to keep plugging away at it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you smash the like button. The Vampire's Dream. Peace out.